Welcome 11th class students, Ms. Nanda biology tutorial. Today I will continue the chapter morphology, root we have discussed. Then it is stem morphology, that is present above the ground in the root system. So stem present above the ground. Above the ground. Main part, or that is a shoot system, stem. So it is features green when it is young, but when mature or adult become brown. Next feature, they are also having hairs, and hairs are multicellular. Hairs are multicellular. They are present on this structure, that is a stem. Next come, they are positively phototropic. Positively phototropic. That means always towards the light. But negatively geotropic and hydrotropic, away from the gravity and the water. This is the main feature. Then root was endogenous in origin from the pericycle. It is exogenous in origin. Exogenous in origin. Another feature, they are having the special structures, nodes, internodes, leaf, roots. So they carry all these structure. So main function to support all these structure present on the stem, that is their primary function. Secondary, we will discuss side by side. They are meant for storage, for photosynthesis, another function they perform. So main function is to support all these root, that is not root, that is a node, internode, leaf, fruit, they support. Then it is of various types in general, that is called. Sometimes they are totally unbranched. Then they are called to be columnar or codex. Unbranched structure. In certain, they are branched but dichotomously. Dichotomously branched. That means divided twice. It is a feature of Dictyota, that is algae. In angiosperm, it is pendulous. So that means they are dichotomously branched. Then in case of the bamboo, they are hollow inside and they are called culm. That means they are jointed. Culms. So it means the variation occur in the angiosperm, that stem is of various types. Then the stem can be formed or present in various form, or you can say the various modification of the stem in angiosperm. They can be survive as aerial, subaerial and underground. The stem may be aerial, subaerial or underground. In case of the aerial, that is above the ground, they can be occur in the form of reduced, erect and weak. Reduced in case of the carrot, that means this is the root, taproot. This structure, green structure above the crown or ground, that is reduced stem having radical leaf. So this is a reduced form, but this is a stem but reduced form. Second thing, if they are erect but they are weak also, erect also, so they can be erect in general, mango, maize, they remain erect, stem above the ground. Weak are which need certain supports, twinners, climbers. Twinners are those, suppose this is they twin around the support. For example, Ipomia, properly twin around the support. Ipomia. Then climber, you have seen, that is root are also and the stem also, they are weak. In case of the money plant, ivy, different structures. So that means they just climb, not twin. So that is a climber. But basically they are weak. That's why they need certain support to climb up or to round that structures. Then comes, in case of another modification, comes as subaerial. Subaerial means they are present above the ground but creep to the ground. They are called to be the creepers. Creep. They can be further act as trailers. Creepers. Right? Trailer creeper. So that means, suppose in case of euphorbia, you must have observed this is a wild plant in the field. One point and all the stem, they are going like this in this position. This is the one root. Clear? So they are having very small leaves, red color leaves like this. So they are subaerial, remain above the ground, but they need support of the soil. Then the creepers, common, further thereof, runner, they are runner, stolen and offsets. Runner is quite common. You must have seen in case of the grass. So grass, like this, roots, stem, leaf. So they come above the ground, but they are runner. That means run parallel to the ground or remain above the ground. They are green in structure. So it means lawn grass is a common example. Then come the stolen. The stolen structures are those structures which stolen structures, that means jasmine. That means they are like this. Again, at regular intervals, they give the rooting and give. Even they take part in vegetative reproduction also. Then offset, in case of aquatic plant, there is a pistia. That means one internode long. It is pistia. So that is again creeper parallel to the ground, but there are one internode for your competition, for your MCQs. Then these are called subaerial. Then comes the another structures common, you have seen underground stem. They are not roots, but they are stem. Quite common. Now see, this is the potato. Now see the potato. Potato is called as tuber. Now during the rainy season, see, these are called to be eyes and they sprout and they take part in vegetative reproduction. Cut this part and it will come out. So it is vegetative tuber having eyes and outer skin. That skin is brown in color. They are having eye mark or buds. So this is, if they are having buds, so it means it is a stem, but it is underground because it remain in the soil. Underground stem, the shape varies. Second is called, this is tuber, and example potato. Second is called as bulb. Now see the bulb. Bulb is shape spherical and onion. Outer brown cover is called tunic. See, now in this case also, this is the adventitious roots and this is the inside. They are actually the bud. The structure is like this. Foliage leaves, they meant for storage. Similarly, another example of the bulb is garlic. adventitious, and they are having bulblets, single bulblet, but they are all underground stem having internode structures. Third category comes rhizome. Now this is the ginger. You have seen already. C node internodes the gap. It is a stem, or it is also called to be rhizome. So it also take part in perennation for the longer time, remain underground stem. That is called to be the rhizome or ginger. So it means they are underground stem. Another underground stems are, that is called the bulb, tuber, the rhizomes. So it means the special structure which take part in their vegetative reproduction. Then comes aerial stems. Aerial means which remain above the ground. Again, they show various modifications. Important modifications. First is this stem, in case, and they convert this bud into a thorns. In case of bougainvillea. In bougainvillea, thorns meant for protection, secondary function. They are meant for their protection, quite common. So that means this growing point is, or the growth is reduced, and they become as a thorns. So that is in case of bougainvillea. There is another modification. Then they form the tendrils, very soft structures like this. This is the stem. One bud changes into tendrils, which are meant for support. This is called to be stem tendrils modification. Another function for support, for climbing. So example is grapevine. Grapevine. So that is called to be the support tendrils. Another is modification. Stem can be occur as phylloclade or phylloclade. Very common. You have already seen in case of opuntia. Now this is a structure, right? Opuntia, like this, and they store food, food, succulent, and they are green in color. So it means where the leaf gone, so leaf are in the form of spines. So it means stem take part in photosynthesis. This is another secondary function, and they are succulent. They are called to be phylloclades. They can store food in opuntia. It is in opuntia. Now, in case of another modification, they are called to be cladodes. D-O-D-E-S, cladodes. It means one internode long structure. You have seen this structure. This is ruscus, asparagus. So in this case, what happened to the scale leaf, what happened to the true leaves? True leaves become as scale leaf, means doesn't take part in photosynthesis. So one internode long structure are called cladodes. This is another secondary function for these structures. That means they can be formed as tendril, ruscus, thorns, hooks. So that means this is another modification and play a very, very important role in secondary function. So it means stem can also perform primary as well as a secondary function due to the various modification. I think it is clear up to here. Thank you.